Hello, welcome or welcome back to the channel. I do little book reviews here. Of my reading journey, I have been trying to figure out what genre it is that I like the most. And yeah, been rating the books I've been reading lately. Is there really much that gives me qualifications to do so? Not really, just the fact that I read the book and this is how I feel about it. So, let's start off. Alright, hello. This time I am gonna just be holding the camera because I feel rather lazy to set it all up. Excuse these very big red circles. Yeah, I was trying to get rid of some pimples and I just irritated my skin really badly. Alright, so for the book that we are going to talk about today is Dolly Parton, Behind the Seams, My Life in Rhinestones. This is the book, rather big, but a lot of pictures, which I enjoyed. I enjoyed seeing all of her outfits. Yeah, I did not really know pretty much anything about Dolly Parton before reading this, which you might be like, why did you read the book then? Well, I had seen online somebody talking pretty highly about the book, and I was wanting to read some books like memoirs or stuff like that, and so I decided to pick it up. And I'm very glad I did. Honestly, I feel like now I very much have a lot of respect for Dolly Parton, and I'm more intrigued by her, like, as a person. And yeah, well, like, let's say, some things that I learned about her is that she has her own amusement park, which I think is really awesome. Dollywood. I did not know that existed, which I'm pretty sure is crazy. I feel like a lot of people know about it, but I never heard anybody talk about it before. So that was very cool to find out. And also, what was it called? I forgot. I need to look it up. I think it was like Imaginative Library or something like that. You know what? I'll write it here on the screen. But she has this whole like program that she's been doing for a while, where any family will apply for it. They can receive one free book every month for their child once they're born up until like age 5 or 6, which I think is super cool. And one of the reasons that she decided to do this, I feel like, is because her father never learned how to read or write, but he was still a very smart man, she said in the book. And I feel like it's in honor of like those people that don't have the privilege to like get their own books or stuff like that. Like to have access or easy. Alright, so like easy access is what I was saying before my camera cut me off and turned off. Yeah, something else that I also learned is that, well, because within the book, I mean, it's Dolly Parton talking herself, but you also get to hear like little interviews or like from her designers or people that work with her. Like little mention, you know, they talk about their relationship with Dolly and all that. So I got cut off again. No idea how many times this is gonna happen. Anyway, yeah, that the people that have worked with Dolly talk very highly of her and say that they feel very honored to be working with somebody that like give so much back, you know? And I feel like, I mean, this book made me feel like, and I've heard from some other people, whether that be online or in person, but like, it seems like Dolly Parton is one of those people that, you know, is rich and actually gives back to like the community, which is very nice. And it seems like she takes care of her workers very well, and she seems like a pretty cool person. And also another thing that I learned is looking at all these outfits, because right now I'll show you the pictures, but it's like the outfits are photographed by themselves, and it also shows you pictures of her wearing them when she wore them. I feel like all of the clothes, I think, yeah, all of them look better on her than they do like just by themselves. Because like some of these outfits I'm like, okay, like it's alright, like I don't love this outfit, don't hate it either, but I'm like, you know, but then I see it on her and I'm like, it gives that wow factor. Like, I don't know, she wears it so well. Yeah, like she wears the outfit does not wear her, for sure. But yeah, keep rubbing my eye because like it's like twitching for some reason. I don't know if it's noticeable, but yeah, I don't know if there's anything else I wanted to touch upon right now. I mean, if I do, I'll come back to like another clip of me talking about it. This is one of the outfits I liked like a good amount. Like I would like to wear this myself. It was giving Evil Queen to me, like from Snow White. But yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. Here's another outfit, but I don't feel the same about this one as I do this one. I think this piece looks absolutely beautiful, like by itself, honestly. And look at how it looks on Dolly. Like magnificent. Like it's what it needed, the outfit, you know? I mean, this was like made for her, so that makes sense. But yeah. This one, I myself don't absolutely love. Like, looking at it on the page is not something that I myself would want to wear. You know, like, it's beautiful because it has like so much like detail. And you can tell that a lot of hard work went into it. But look at how it looks on Dolly. Like, all of a sudden I'm like, oh my god, I love this dress. Yeah. And here's one of the designers that worked with Dolly, Tony Chase. But yeah, a lot of designers have worked with her, and I feel like each one has done a magnificent job. Everyone really knew, like, they got her, you know, or she got them. They got each other. But yeah, I give the book a 4.8 out of 5 stars. I think the book was made wonderfully. I am kind of rushing through this because I have 2% left in my battery right now, and I really don't want to be cut off again. Okay, so yeah, the reason why I give that score, I think it was really done really well, and like I think it really did everything it set out to do, so maybe it should get a 5 out of 5 stars. The only reason why I don't give it a 5 out of 5 stars is because I'm very stingy with my 5s, and I feel like for me to have loved it, like, more, give it that, like, extra level, is I would have liked a little bit more drama. Maybe she's not a dramatic person. I mean, people said, like, she is definitely not a diva, you know, she's such a humble person, and maybe that's why there was, like, really no drama or anything like that. And, like, hey, good for her, it's keeping her personal life, like, personal, you know, having that, like, balance, not giving too much away. So that's, like, awesome. That's awesome. But if it would have had that, yeah, it would have been, like, 5 out of 5 for me, you know? But yeah, a 4.8 out of 5. But I totally get it. Anybody that gives it a 5. Makes sense. Oh, this book, My Work by Olga Ravn, I actually did not finish reading. It has really good reviews on Goodreads, but it just wasn't really my kind of book. I feel like something, yeah, you definitely have to like look up like trigger warnings and stuff like that, but what it has to do with is a mother who has like just given birth and goes through postpartum depression. And I mean, I think it's written really nicely, and it's not like in chronological order, which makes sense given with what she's going through. And I think it could be really fascinating for people who don't really know what that's like or are very interested in knowing more about it. I think, yeah, definitely pick up that book. But for me, I mean, I myself have never gone through it. I've never given birth, never been pregnant. But I've always like already heard from other people and I already had like an idea of it. So far it is like what I had imagined, and of course it's very sad, depressing, and I was just like, you know, I'm not loving it. I don't really think I want to keep reading it, so I just stopped. I believe I read like 100 pages. But yeah, I don't know if I should really rate it. I would rate it like 3 out of 5 so far from what I had read, but I just didn't want to continue. It's just not what I felt like reading in that time. Yeah, I'm starting to think I might like more like fun stories, but we'll see within my reading journey, right? But that's my work by Olga Ravn, and I mean, check it out if that sounded interesting to you. And like I said, it does have really good reviews. So I know it's well written and some people love it. You might be one of those people. Alright, so this is Allure Olympics, Volume 1 by Rachel Smythe. So this is originally a webtoon, and I like never read her webtoon before. I don't think I had, but this very much reads like something I would have pictured it to be. It has really beautiful illustrations. I do like them. This is, well, like any first book, right? It's very much introduction to like characters or the world, right? So I don't know, for me, first books can be like a hit or miss. But I'm definitely intrigued to read the next one. I already like put it on hold in the library. And I know I could read it online, but I prefer to have a physical copy. But yeah, right now I don't love it, but I'm down to keep reading to see if I get more invested. Like, it was a nice time, but I'm not like dying to know what's gonna happen next, you know? But my overall rating for it would be like a 2.8 out of 5. Yeah. Yeah, but like, this has like a good fandom, I believe. Like, it's really popular. But maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm not part of that crowd. Maybe I will become, who knows, we'll see. But that's Volume 1. Also, forgot to mention, this follows the story of Hades and Persephone, so it's all like the Greek gods. I myself don't really know much about it, pretty much like the basics, you know, but I'm not somebody that like knows like a lot about Greek gods, but I've heard that it's not super accurate. I mean, it's like it's a reimagining, right? But I thought I should let you guys know that in case you didn't already know. And I'm also going to show you a few of the illustrations if you're curious to see what the inside looks like. So here it is. Yeah, also it's like more modern, as you can see, like what they're wearing, and also the characters have cell phones and stuff. But yeah. So I finished reading A Guest in the House by Emily Carroll. This is the first book I've ever read of hers, and I am going to check out more of hers. I know that for a fact. This is a graphic novel, like genre horror, and I believe that's like her area, you know, like that's her other work as well, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, I gave the, like, if you are a fan of horror, definitely check it out. The illustrations are beautiful, terrifying, breathtaking, and yeah, I feel like if I would have read this as a child or a teenager, I would have probably had nightmares or something like that. I definitely felt like I was like watching a movie. The drawings were just so well put together. They just blended so good, and it was like so effortless. That's what I felt like. The ending of the book, I did feel a little confused. I did end up like looking up people's theories and stuff like that, but I thought that was really cool. I do enjoy that aspect when it's a little bit of like an open ending. It's always fun to see other people's reactions and stuff like that. And yeah, oh well, what the book is about. So it follows, our protagonist is Abby, and she's recently married, and her husband has a daughter. So now she's a stepmom, and she's just trying to adjust to this new life. And there's also a bit of like supernatural. There's a ghost that Abby comes across. And I'll leave it at that. But yeah, I would say definitely check it out. For me, it was a 4 out of 5. I would read it again. I see myself like picking this up in the future and going through it again. This was a borrowed book. Got it from a friend, but maybe I'll borrow it again later on. Who knows? So like this is one I think is beautiful. Most of it is in black and white, but there is color. But yeah, this is just so you get a little feel of what it looks like inside. And yeah, well, the color is mostly whenever Abby is like fantasizing. Yeah. And I think that's all I can show because I don't want to spoil anything. Not really, but yeah, check this out for sure. And look at how beautiful the cover is. Look at that. Wow. Super cool. Alright, so I have read Lore Olympics Volume 2 by Rachel Smythe, and I so far like the second one more. The first one I gave like 2 stars out of 5, I believe, and this one is like a 3.2 out of 5 for me. I'm a little bit more excited now to read the third one. I think what I'm mostly excited is seeing Persephone's journey, because I know she's like so young and I want to see where she's going to be at the end of the series, like character development, you know? And I also want to see if she turns into like a little badass or something. Yeah, that's what I'm mostly curious about. But yeah, I definitely had a better time with the second book. I felt like there was much more going on. Probably because, you know, we already had a bit more of an introduction within the first book. And yeah, the artwork is great. I'm really enjoying it. And I'll let you know what I think about the rest of the series. I read Pet by Akwaeke Emezi, and this is a YA novel. It's pretty short, and first of all, I very much enjoyed this. I would definitely recommend. Look up trigger warnings, but this takes place, this is our main character, Jam, who she is a teenager, and it takes place in their city named Lucille, and there is no monsters here anymore. Jam grew up hearing that this is a monster-free world, that there used to be a lot of monsters roaming around in the world, but this group of people named the Angels took them down, basically. Yeah. And we find out more about it as we go a little bit. Not too much is given, which only made me more interested about the world itself. And I learned that there is a prequel that follows Jam's mother, so I am definitely going to check that out. But anyway, let's talk about what I feel like this book did right, or like that I very much liked about it, which is that it was easy to follow. I feel like while the writing is very accessible, it is a YA, and also I feel like it was very smooth, the reading process. No like boring bits for me, and yeah, I felt like I never really wanted like to skip ahead or anything because like I was bored or something like that. Also, I very much love the descriptions that it gave about the painting that the mother makes, because within this book, like I said, it follows Jam, right, and then that is the world. Her mother makes a painting that it looks like there's a monster in it, and this painting comes alive, and that creature is named Pet, and it's here to hunt down the monsters in Lucille, even though there's supposedly no more. So that's what it takes place. That's like what's going on in the book, and Jem has to decide if she wants to help this creature find the monsters or not. And what I really love is how the descriptions the author gave of Pet, I feel like it was just so clear. I could definitely see it in my mind, and honestly I felt like Pet was very intimidating. Like, I'd be scared of Pet if I saw them in person, you know, I'd be scared. But yeah, something that I felt like was missing for me in this book was that I felt like the character descriptions weren't as strong. I felt like I didn't have a clear image of them. Not exactly like, oh, what they look like, but like who they are, what kind of person they are. I feel like that wasn't super clear. Like, I had a general idea, but I would have liked to have known more. I feel like if anything, what had a more clear idea was about what the world they live in is like, or Pet himself. Yeah, even though there's a lot of questions that are not answered, and that's why I want to check out the prequel. Let me see, is there anything else I'm missing? But yeah, and if you're curious about what questions I have, it's just like how exactly was the world like before? What did the angels have to do to get rid of these monsters? You know, what like horrible things do they do? And also, Jam's mother, her name is Bitter, her painting abilities, like, because she painted the creature and then it comes to life, right? Like, when did she find out that she could do that? How was that process like, and why does she have that ability? Like, I hope that's answered in the other book. But yeah, I mean, I said, yeah, definitely check it out. It was a fun read. Look up those trigger warnings, like I said, and let me know what you think. Well, I forgot to do an outro, so here we are. I just want to say thank you for watching, obviously, especially if you made it this far, like the whole way through. Thank you. And yeah, I mean, I would love for you to comment down below, either if you agree or disagree with anything I said in this video, and if there's any books you think I should read, or let me know your favorite books, or one that I should totally not read, it was the worst thing you ever read. You know, I would like to hear about that too. And yeah, have a great night or day, whatever time it is. And before you go, if you really like cats like me, let me show you this cutie right here. Bye.